Science doesn't give up easily, but sometimes she just stops. There are times when the world's best scientists have looked at real, repeated, verified data, and they didn't know what to make of it. Nothing exploded. Nothing went wrong. The problem is that nothing made sense. Small details out of the ordinary, silent signals that didn't fit into any known theory. And when these early warning signs accumulate, even science feels the weight of doubt. The curious thing is that the universe always warns us before shattering our certainties. It sends initial symptoms, a strange noise, a light that flashes incorrectly, a number that doesn't add up. Most people try to explain it too quickly. Others pretend they didn't see it. But the greatest mysteries are born precisely when someone realizes that these are signals their body is telling them. That shiver, that feeling of something's wrong here, don't ignore it. They are hidden symptoms of the unknown knocking at the door. In this video, you'll discover real enigmas that have caused scientists to simply give up trying to explain them. Not because they lacked intelligence, but because there was too much mystery. If you stay until the end, you'll understand why some symptoms you shouldn't ignore aren't in the body or the mind. They're in the universe itself. And after this, perhaps you'll never look at the unknown the same way again. Now tell me, did you like this introduction? Or would you like me to adjust something? Make it shorter, more controversial, scarier, or even more profound? The wow signal. He often says that science also gets chills when something goes off script. When the wow signal appeared in the records, there was no explosion or light in the sky, just an unexpected trace amidst the noise. Even so, there were silent signs that something didn't fit the known models. For those who know how to observe, that was more than just a strange piece of data. It was one of the early warning signs that the universe may be speaking in frequencies we don't yet understand. The scientists' bodies showed signs of unease, of repeated analyses, of that this shouldn't be here. They were initial symptoms of a mystery that refused to be tamed. What's most intriguing is that the signal never repeated itself. And that, in itself, became one of the biggest hidden symptoms of the case. If it were an error, it would have a pattern. If it were a common phenomenon, it would have recurred. The subsequent silence became part of the message. The signals your body is giving you in such a situation are clear. When something appears only once and disappears, it shouldn't be dismissed too quickly. Don't ignore what deviates from comfortable repetition, because many discoveries begin like that, as a whisper out of place. Science has advanced countless times by paying attention to rare events, not the average. In practice, he uses the wow signal as a metaphor for everyday life. Ideas that come out of nowhere, strange perceptions, intuitions that don't repeat themselves can be symptoms you shouldn't ignore. Taking notes, observing patterns over time, and not immediately dismissing them can change everything. Reading about great scientific discoveries helps train this eye to recognize warning signs that appear only once. Because when you learn to respect the improbable, you begin to prepare yourself for even deeper mysteries, including those that don't come from space, but from the depths of the planet itself. The bloop. He often says that the ocean is where science learns humility. When the sound known as the bloop was captured, there was no image, just an absurdly powerful noise echoing through the depths. That brought silent signs of something too big to ignore. Early warning signs appeared when compared to known sounds. Whales, earthquakes, explosions, nothing matched. The researchers' bodies reacted with a mixture of discomfort and curiosity, that feeling of, this shouldn't exist. These were initial symptoms of a mystery coming from a place we almost never look. For years, they tried to fit the bloop into known explanations, ice-breaking, tectonic movements, rare natural phenomena. But something always seemed out of place, a detail that became a hidden symptom of the explanation. The sound was too loud, too distant, too wide. The signals your body is giving you in such an investigation are clear. When the explanation seems forced, it may not be the correct one. Don't ignore it when a phenomenon demands too many excuses to fit into a theory. Science advances when it admits that it still doesn't know. In practical life, he uses the bloop as a personal warning sign. Deep sensations, nameless discomforts, fears that arise out of nowhere can be symptoms you shouldn't ignore. Not everything needs an immediate answer, but everything deserves honest observation. Writing, reflecting, and even reading accounts of ocean exploration help to understand how to deal with the unknown without panic. Learning to live with silent signals is a rare skill, and when you accept that not everything on the planet has been explained, you begin to prepare for something even stranger. Things that literally fall from the sky and defy all common logic. The Oakville blobs. He often says that the strange doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes it falls from the sky silently. When the so-called blobs began appearing in Oakville, there were no explosions or global alerts, just a gelatinous substance spreading across the city. Even so, there were silent signs that something was completely out of the ordinary. People began reporting malaise, nausea, dizziness. These were early warning signs initially ignored because they seemed too mild. The body's signals appeared quickly, but the explanation never followed. What's most unsettling is that official analyses didn't add up. Each test yielded vague, incomplete answers, full of maybes. These gaps became hidden symptoms of the case. When an explanation changes every week, that's also a sign. The signals your body is giving you in such a situation are clear. Persistent confusion is not the solution. Don't ignore it when authorities seem as lost as the public. Science usually advances with clear questions, and there, the questions only multiplied. He uses Oakville as a practical metaphor for everyday life. When something strange starts happening, at work, in your body, in your relationships, and no one can quite explain it, these are symptoms you shouldn't ignore. Writing down events, observing patterns, and trusting direct experience more than official versions helps maintain clarity. Reading about real, unsolved cases trains your critical eye to spot warning signs that others dismiss. Because when inexplicable things start falling from the sky, the next inevitable question arises. What if the greatest mystery isn't even here on Earth, but scattered throughout the invisible universe around us? Dark matter. He often says that the invisible also leaves footprints. Dark matter has never been seen, touched, or photographed, but the entire universe behaves as if it were there. Galaxies spin too fast. Structures hold together against all logic, silent signs of something that doesn't appear, but weighs heavily. These are early warning signs that mathematics perceives before the eyes. The signs from the scientists' bodies emerge in the persistent strangeness. When everything works wrong, perhaps the mistake is thinking we are seeing everything. These are initial symptoms of a void that paradoxically is full. For decades, they tried to explain the phenomenon by adjusting equations, inventing exceptions, pushing the problem under the cosmic rug. But each correction created new hidden symptoms. The more they tried to ignore dark matter, the more the universe screamed its presence. The signals your body is giving you in such an investigation are clear. When the model only works with patchwork solutions, something fundamental is missing. Don't ignore what sustains everything, even without showing itself. Sometimes, what matters is precisely what doesn't appear. In practical life, he uses dark matter as a powerful lens. There are invisible forces shaping decisions, behaviors, and even emotions. Habits, beliefs, old fears. These are symptoms you shouldn't ignore when you notice repeated patterns without apparent cause. Reading about depth psychology, observing automatic reactions, and mapping triggers helps to see these silent internal signals. Because when you accept that the invisible governs more than the visible, you are prepared for another, even more unsettling stellar mystery. A star that twinkles erratically and is never explained. Tabby's star. He often says that not all light in the sky wants to be understood. When Tabby's star began to dim irregularly, science noticed silent signals that didn't match anything known. It wasn't a passing planet. It wasn't ordinary dust. It wasn't an instrument malfunction. These were early warning signs because they broke basic patterns of stellar behavior. The signals from the star's body aroused both suspicion and fascination. They were initial symptoms of something that didn't want to fit into traditional explanations. What was most disturbing was the lack of regularity. The brightness decreased without rhythm, without clear logic, creating hidden symptoms in each new hypothesis proposed. Each explanation solved one point and created three new problems. The signals your body is giving you in such a situation are clear. When the exception becomes the rule, the model needs to be questioned. Don't ignore phenomena that refuse to be predictable. Science likes repetition, but the universe doesn't always cooperate. He uses Tabby's star as a practical lesson on expectation and control. People, projects, and even phases of life sometimes dark without warning, and trying to force quick explanations only increases frustration. These are symptoms you shouldn't ignore when something deviates from the usual pattern. Observing before acting, recording changes, and accepting periods of uncertainty helps navigate the unknown with more clarity. Training your eye to notice silent signs prepares your mind for even deeper mysteries, including those that don't come from the stars, but from within the human mind itself. The placebo effect. He often says that the mind also leaves silent signals when it takes control of the body. In the placebo effect, people improve even without receiving the real treatment. And this is not a cheap trick, it's a repeated fact. These are early warning signs that expectation, belief, and context influence biology more than we like to admit. The body's signals appear in pains that subside, symptoms that diminish, energy that returns. They are initial symptoms of a power that science observes, measures, and yet hesitates to fully explain. Scientific discomfort arises because the placebo effect creates hidden symptoms within classical theories. If improvement occurs without the active ingredient, then what exactly is healing? The signals your body is giving you in these studies are clear. When the response happens without the expected cause, the cause may lie elsewhere. Don't ignore this paradox. It challenges the idea that the body is merely predictable chemistry and reveals that perception is also intervention. In practical life, he uses the placebo effect as both a warning sign and a tool. Words, environments, and expectations shape daily reactions, from anxiety before a meeting to relief after a compliment. These are symptoms you shouldn't ignore if you want to understand how mind and body communicate all the time. Reading about neuroscience and psychology helps you recognize these silent internal signals. And when you accept that belief can alter physical reality, you become prepared for something even greater. Cosmic forces that pull everything along without ever revealing themselves. The Great Attractor. He often says that even the universe has forces that pull without asking permission. The so-called Great Attractor doesn't appear in telescopes, it doesn't shine, it doesn't emit a clear signal, yet entire galaxies are being dragged in its direction. These strange movements are silent signs of something massive hidden behind dust and distance. They were early warning signs perceived when maps of the cosmos simply didn't add up. The signals from the scientists' bodies emerged as mathematical unease. When everything moves together, someone is pulling. They were initial symptoms of a force too invisible to ignore. The discomfort increases because the Great Attractor creates hidden symptoms in virtually all cosmological models. It doesn't allow itself to be observed directly, only through its consequences. The signals your body is giving you in such an investigation are clear. When you only see effects, you need to accept that the cause may be outside your field of vision. Don't ignore forces acting behind the scenes. Science advanced significantly when it stopped demanding that everything be visible to be real. In practical terms, he uses the great attractor as a powerful metaphor. There are decisions, patterns, and relationships that pull you along without you realizing it. Old habits, family expectations, unresolved fears. These are symptoms you shouldn't ignore when you realize you always end up in the same place, despite trying to change. Observing repetitions, writing about automatic choices, and questioning motivations helps identify these silent internal signals. And when you begin to see what pulls you from within, you're ready for the final mystery of this journey, when even spaceships defy the most basic laws of physics. The flyby anomaly. He often says that physics also stumbles when it thinks it has understood everything. The so-called flyby anomaly arose when space probes passed close to Earth and gained extra speed without a clear explanation. Nothing broke, nothing exploded, but the numbers didn't add up, silent signs that something was escaping the equations. These were early warning signs noticed only by those who checked the calculations more than once. The scientists' bodies showed signs of technical discomfort, that unsettling feeling of this shouldn't be happening. They were initial symptoms of an error that wouldn't let itself be found. What's most unsettling is that the phenomenon repeated itself in different missions, creating hidden symptoms within the classic explanations of gravity and motion. Each attempt at adjustment resolved one detail and messed up another. The signals your body is giving you in such a situation are clear. When the error persists, despite competence, perhaps the model is incomplete. Don't ignore it when reality insists on contradicting the calculation. Sometimes, it's not the measurement that's wrong, it's the understanding. In practical life, he uses the flyby as the ultimate metaphor for learning. Situations where everything seemed under control, but something accelerates or deviates without warning, are symptoms you shouldn't ignore. Sudden changes, unexpected opportunities, or sudden losses also obey forces you haven't yet mapped. Observing, recording, and not immediately blaming yourself helps you recognize these silent signs of real life. And when you accept that not everything can be explained the moment it happens, you realize that all these mysteries, from the sky to the body, were pointing to the same thing. If you've stayed this far, it's because this video did more than inform you, it unsettled you. And that's a good sign. Throughout this journey, you've realized that not everything that matters can be measured, explained, or concluded with a clean answer. The universe leaves silent signals all the time, strange noises, invisible forces, behaviors that don't fit the known rules. These are early warning signs that reality is much bigger than the models we use to understand it. And when even science admits, we don't know, that's not weakness, it's honesty. Now think about it. How many early symptoms have you ignored in your own life? That persistent feeling that something doesn't fit, decisions that seem driven by unseen forces, patterns that repeat themselves without a clear explanation. These are signs that your body is telling you there's more going on behind the scenes. Don't ignore these warnings. They are symptoms you shouldn't ignore if you want to see beyond the obvious. If this video sparked your curiosity, the next ones will expand your perception even further. So subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, each video is an invitation to observe the world more closely, question what seems definitive, and learn to read the silent signs from science, the universe, and yourself. Because when curiosity awakens, you can no longer pretend you didn't see it. Did you like this conclusion? Or would you like me to adjust something, make it shorter, more intense, more philosophical, or even more provocative?